All right, we're going to bring in Showtime Shawn Porter here one sec. Just a quick reminder that at 12:30 we are leaving YouTube, heading over to WKYC Channel 3 NBC for 30 minutes of brand new, never before seen Browns coverage. So make sure you guys tune in on your TVs, on the WKYC Plus app to us at 12:30. With that, let's bring in our world champion boxer, the one, the only, Showtime.
There he is.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I don't like that look.
The Browns got him. Browns got him looking crazy.
That's the last thing most of his opponents saw before they were looking at the light. What's up, Shawn?
I was going to say, I will say this. In my defense, I am going to get my hair done, but along the way.
I like it.
Especially listening to what you guys were just saying about our offensive line. It's like where we didn't know we had holes in the previous probably 2 to 3 years, if not even 4, we're starting to see these holes, and I can't help but wonder if that quarterback position is the reason why we're starting to see these holes. I mean, obviously we know that our running back has gone down, and now that's an even bigger hole. But now we're starting to really see where the kinks in the armor have lied, and I think that it's because of our quarterback.
Really? Explain.
Well, I have been against that trade ever since the trade was made, and that was even before I was aware of the situations that Deshaun Watson was involved with. I'm a firm believer that you cannot take yourself out of an elite sport and come back into that elite sport and perform elite. And 2 years out of the game is just far too long. His eyes have not seen that speed. His reflexes have not seen that speed. His mind has not had to think that way in over 2 years. And so he's not going to be who he was in 2015, 2016,
Can he ever
2017
get it back?
when he first. I don't believe he can. And I'll tell you why. In boxing, we always talk about layoffs. And he says, is this layoff going to hurt a fighter? A layoff does not hurt a fighter when a fighter is training at the level they fight at. Oh. You have to get that blood to boil. You have to get that mind to work at that elite, fast level. And if you're not, for a certain amount of time, then yes, a layoff and rest and all those kind of things will set in. And the same thing for Deshaun Watson. He's been out of the league for 2 years, hasn't played NFL snaps in over 2 years or whatever the case may be. And now he's expecting to come back and everything to fire the way that it's been fired. And while he was off, if he was practicing at this elite level and still getting out and making these passes and making his mind move and think the way they move, his eyes are not going to catch up to how fast they need to move now. His mind is not going to catch up to how fast he needs to move now. And we've even seen his legs aren't moving as fast as they used to move either.
Shawn,
so if you don't believe me,
depressing.
even look at just the legs.
That's
it
even more
is,
depressing.
man. And I didn't want to come on here.
He came with that fire, though. What about Michael Vick? Michael Vick missed 2 years, then played his best year of his career.
Very true, but the difference between Mike Vick and Deshaun Watson, I mean, I think is even the talent, the level of talent and gift is different. You know what I mean? And so, like you say, hey, there's only one Mike Vick. You know, and Mike Vick or Deshaun Watson can't come back and now operate the way that he was. At the end of the day, we'll take Roy Jones as an example, and I'll use Roy Jones because I'm a fighter. Roy had this unique talent and ability. His instincts and his speed were on an amazing level. But once he got hurt, everything started to deteriorate. No, Deshaun Watson has not gotten hurt, but he has not used his unique gifts and talents in so long that now they've started to deteriorate.
When you said that you think his legs are slower too, are you seeing just a physically slower Deshaun Watson? Like there's already been some physical erosion of his gifts? Forget the mental side. Or is it the decision to run?
Yeah, I think it becomes the decision to run. I see a little hesitation once that decision is even made to run. There's hesitation after that, and those are the things that set in when you have not been able to move and operate. You become less instinctive, and you become more cognizant of what needs to happen and what you need to do, and those milliseconds take away from your ability to get away. It takes away from your ability to get away and then make a play. You know. The way they performed against Tennessee, I didn't think I was going to have to come on there here and talk like this. But then, of course, he missed last week, and it was like, now you've missed a week, and it's like you're gonna come back and be better than you were before you left. I don't think so.
Against San Francisco, no.
I think obviously you have the experience as a great athlete that I don't. I just think we've seen guys like he didn't miss 2 full years. It was more like a year and a half.
Well, no, calendar years. It was just short of 2 calendar years.
Well, I mean,
because we saw him in November, and we had last seen him in almost 2 years prior.
Okay,
December.
but it was so
it was 23 months.
All right, but you always have that off time. He missed 1 2/3 seasons, right? And we've seen guys miss a year. I mean, all the time and come back and play well. Is an extra half a season the difference between being able to come back? I can understand, like, we undervalued last year that he was going to be rusty and need time. But, and maybe you'll be right. You might be right, and maybe he's never going to be the same guy. I thought he showed signs of it against Tennessee. I think we'll see how it goes. But what's the difference between 1 year and a year and 2/3?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, he doesn't really strike me as someone. And again, and I'll be point blank. I'm just judging. And for the sake of words, I'm judging a book by its cover. But he doesn't strike me as someone who's going to work hard until it's time to work hard. There's athletes who will continue to train and work even though there's nothing on the calendar for them. And he doesn't strike me as that kind of person. I think when you talk about 1 and 2/3 of a year, whatever the case may be, what have you done in that time? Have you done things to improve your game? Have you done things to continue to condition your eyes and things like that? I think even if anything, and just to pull back on everything that I said, maybe he just has to get everything back conditioned. And maybe I'm all the way wrong. Yeah. Honestly, man, I want to see these Browns make it to the playoffs like we did. Right. What was that, 2 years ago? And I want to see us go further than we went that last 2 years ago. I mean, I thought that was amazing. I didn't expect it. And, of course, we expect a quarterback who has been successful in the league. We expect to get back there with him, And so it's like, for me, I'm looking at, okay, if we don't get back there and I'm looking at this guy, what are the components to the reasons why? And I just think that you look at his lack of commitment to the game and his off time, and I think that is a big contributor as to why he's underperformed since he's been playing.
Shawn, respectfully, I disagree. I don't know that, we don't know his workout habits off the field. I mean,
sure.
I think, again, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's not working hard enough. But I don't know that we have any reason to believe that necessarily, that he's not working hard enough in the offseason. If we did know that, I'd be like, yeah, well maybe that's
typically
why.
Isn't that shown in performance? Like if Shawn was training for a fight, and you see it all the time. And I'm not saying that Shawn's done this, but a lot of times by the 4th or 5th round, everybody in the arena and everybody watching at home knows, because it shows. This guy didn't put in the work.
Well, and I don't think it's fair to say that the guy's not working hard because he is struggling.
Well, we don't know that, but what I'm saying
is, Shawn said that. So
doesn't it usually manifest itself in performance? Shawn,
not
maybe
exactly.
It doesn't. Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you one thing. I mean, near the end of my career, I was notorious for it. If I didn't have something on the calendar, if I didn't know what was going on, I either went into the gym and I half-assed it, or I didn't go into the gym at all. And my thing was, there's nothing on the table. And let's be honest, he didn't know where he was going to go. He didn't want to play for the Texans. He had no motivation to continue doing what it takes to remain at the elite level. And again, and I'll take full responsibility for this conversation and say that, yes, I'm being judgmental, but I'm being judgmental based on experience, personal experience, as well as experience watching other athletes who come into the ring or go into the field, and it's like you always say, game day will tell the truth. So if I'm all the way wrong, game day has certainly told us that there's a disconnect.
Shawn, kind of a two-part question. Have you seen a fighter ever be in tip-top peak physical condition? Dang, McNuggets, you got rid of him?
No, I don't know. He probably
I'm here.
He's back. He probably got text.
Have you ever seen a boxer be in tip-top physical condition, is ready to go, but he got in the ring with somebody and got smoked because he had the wrong game plan?
Man, are you leading me to talk about Terrence Crawford and Errol Smith Jr.?
So hold on. So here's the thing.
So it can't happen. Then
hold
you
on.
outwork your opponent and lose.
So what I'm saying to you is, Deshaun Watson could be the most, he could do all the push-ups, sit-ups, crunches, running 40-yard dashes. But if they get out here and you out-schemed, you out-flanked, maybe you have other situations. We just talked about an offensive line that lead to more sacks. Sometimes you can go in the game and just don't have the numbers.
Disclaimer, I don't want to be right. I want him to start to perform. I want him to start to get that blood to boil and get back to that elite play that he has had through the course of his career. And all that being said, man, I am, man. I'm a diehard Browns fan. And
so you said I was right. You said I was right there.
No, never said that. I'm taking responsibility for what I said, and I'm telling you guys that I hope I'm wrong about what I said. Okay.
Listen, I understand it. There are times where guys lose or don't perform well, even though they put in all the work.
That's right.
I think what he's saying is when we've seen that an elite quarterback, which is what he was, we've usually seen if he continues to put in that work, he remains elite.
But the last time we saw him on the field, he played great. So I think right now, to me, it's bad timing for the.
But there were 8 other games, or how many other games?
I hear you.
There were 6
I
last
think we
year.
should go from. I think we should go from great to pretty good. He played pretty good against Tennessee.
I agree with that.
Yeah, great is
All right, that's fair.
the top level.
Yeah.
Sean, we appreciate your insight, brother. You know what we love the most about you? You come out as if it was the opening bell and you've only got 10 seconds to go for the knockout. That's what I love.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. We love it.
Thanks, Sean.
Love it. You brought the smoke, brother.
I love you guys and I love this show, man. Have me on
Thanks.
anytime you guys want. I'll see you guys later. All right.
Hey, it's mutual. You know that, Sean.
We